Hey there. Today, we're diving into something pretty fascinating, a kind of hidden language that seems to connect everything from ancient wisdom to our modern lives. We're talking about the language of numbers. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that weird experience where you keep glancing at the clock and boom, it's 11:11 again? Or maybe you see your birthday numbers on license plates everywhere you go. It's so easy to just write that off, right? Just a weird coincidence. But what if it's not? What if all those numbers are actually part of a hidden code, almost like a language that reality itself is using to get our attention? Now, this is a really ancient idea, and today we're going to unpack it. And, this isn't some new age trend that just popped up. Way before modern science, ancient civilizations, we're talking everyone from the Egyptians to the Greeks, they saw numbers as these living forces, each one carrying a very specific energy, a specific meaning. And that brings us to the core of numerology. It's really not about magic or some kind of superstition. The whole idea is that everything in the universe, and I mean everything, vibrates. Sound vibrates, light vibrates, even our thoughts have a vibration. And numbers, well, they're just the symbols we use to represent all these different vibrational frequencies. Okay, so that's the big picture. But how does this actually apply to you personally? Let's get right to it and talk about the most important number in your entire numerology chart. This is what's called your life path number, and it's found by taking your full date of birth, the month, the day, the year, and just adding all those digits up until you get to a single number. It's believed that this one number holds the key to the central theme of your entire life. And this quote just nails it. It's not about trying to predict your future in some rigid way. It's about understanding the core lesson, or maybe the role your soul is here to experience. It's kind of like the spiritual curriculum you signed up for. Now here's where it gets really interesting. These numbers break down into 9 core archetypes. So let's do a quick run through of them, and as we go, see if you recognize your own life's theme in one of these. All right, first up, Life Path 1 is the leader. These are the fiercely independent, driven people who just cannot stand being controlled. Then you have the 2s, the peacemakers. They are sensitive, deeply intuitive souls who are always looking to create harmony. And the 3s, they're the creators, who really feel most alive when they're expressing themselves and being heard. Next, we've got the 4s, who are the builders of the world, here to create structure through discipline. 5s are the adventurers. They learn through experience and absolutely crave freedom and change. And then there are the 6s, the nurturers, who are driven by this deep, deep sense of responsibility to care for and protect others. And finally, we have the 7s, 8s, and 9s. 7s are the seekers, always asking the big questions about reality, looking for hidden truths. 8s are the powerhouses, here to learn lessons about authority, power, and balance. And the 9s are the humanitarians, often called old souls with a really deep compassion for the world. But here's the thing, your life path number, it's huge, for sure, but it's really just the beginning. Think of it as the main highway on your personal map, but there are all these other roads and landmarks that add so much more color and detail. For example, your name actually carries its own specific vibration. So while your birthday reveals your life's purpose, your name often shows how you express yourself and how the world tends to see you. It's actually why some people feel this profound shift in their life after they change their name. And then you've got all these other concepts too. There are those repeating numbers, the 1111s, the 222s, which are often seen as these little signals that you're in alignment. You also have what are called master numbers, like 11, 22, and 33, which carry a much more intense, high-stakes kind of energy. And even your own personal lucky number, the theory is that it's just a number that really resonates with your core vibration. So this all sounds pretty fascinating, but what do you actually do with all this information? I mean, how is it useful in the real world? And let's just address the big elephant in the room here, the question that any skeptical mind is going to ask, and rightly so, is there any scientific proof for any of this? Okay, this framing is so key. Numerology doesn't work like a hard science, like physics, with absolute predictable laws. It's much more like a pattern science, thanks psychology or even music theory. I mean, you can't scientifically prove an emotion, but you know it's real. You can't see a musical note, but you can feel its vibration. This is all about recognizing patterns, not proving laws. And that brings us to what is maybe the most important takeaway from this whole thing. The true value, the real power of numerology
It has absolutely nothing to do with predicting the future.
It's about awareness, pure and simple. Numerology is a tool for self-reflection. It helps you understand your own nature, your default settings, and the cycles that keep showing up in your life, so you can finally stop fighting against yourself.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Numerology gives you a map of your life's terrain. It doesn't tell you which way to walk, not at all, but it shows you where the mountains are, where the valleys are, and where the opportunities might be hiding. You still have 100% free will to choose how you navigate it.
So the process becomes pretty simple. First, you just understand your core nature. And once you do that, you can stop fighting against your own patterns. This helps you see why certain challenges and opportunities keep showing up for you. And finally, with all that insight, you get to consciously choose how you walk your path. And that leaves us with one final thought. The next time you see that repeating number pop up, instead of just dismissing it, maybe ask yourself a different question. What pattern is this pointing to? What part of me is trying to wake up right now?